Hey guys, hello everybody who possibly is watching this video. Before we start, and I again am hoping this is gonna be a short video, but I'm just apparently incapable of making these anymore. Um, Before we start, I just want to quickly mention I will create a sort of a playlist. I guess that I don't know what I will call it yet. Maybe a blog, maybe podcast. I have no idea. But these kind of videos will be categorized on the channel so that you can go to the channel playlists and you will see all these videos will be specifically in the category of me just fucking talking, so that like it's not confused with, I don't know, gameplay or anything else. Um, Alright, so that's it. That's just for you on information. Let's start talking about Telltale Games, and I have been kind of waiting to talk about Telltale Games for a while now. Um, Generally speaking, I enjoy their games when it comes to the decision games. I know there were other games Telltale made throughout their existence before they bankrupted themselves. Um, the most famous games, obviously, that Telltale made were the decision-making ones, more accurately, more specifically, the Walking Dead series, which I've actually recently started playing on the channel with like a commentary type of thing. I don't know. I have fun with it. Always had fun with Walking Dead, even if I disagreed with how Telltale used to make stories. But that's kind of a good segue to what I want to talk about today, because, again, for people who don't care or don't know, Telltale Games went bankrupt recently after they released the final season of Walking Dead, which is literally called the final season. And you know, I guess nobody knew they had struggles at the time, but they had. I'm sure there were big problems with the leadership of the entire team, and I'm kind of glad it happened because what happened basically with Telltale is that they got acquired by another company. Important and positive things about future Telltale games, hopefully at least, is that they have adapted the Unreal Engine 5, but they are still making the games in the comic book style. It's still decision making. All that remains is just that now it should be better in, a lot of areas, in a lot of ways, and that is very exciting. Uh, Now, why is this a video? Why am I fucking talking about it? Recently, an hour ago actually, I'm looking at it right now, Telltale Games official YouTube channel just uploaded a gameplay trailer for The Expanse, which is one of two announced titles for the new, rebranded but not rebranded Telltale Games company. They have announced Wolf Among Us season 2 before they've announced The Expanse, and yet we are getting the gameplay trailer for The Expanse instead of for the Wolf Among Us. I'm so stoked that out of all the things they could have picked up, because there's a lot of other things, there's a lot of other projects Telltale had in the past, including Minecraft story, right? And they could have done that too. That would be probably much more, popular, successful, what have you. But they've decided to bring back first Wolf Among Us, which is amazing to hear for me. Uh, I do think they have said it's gonna be 2024. I'm not sure about that. I don't wanna, because I don't remember it. I just remember it being like it's supposed to be very long time from now. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be 23. I don't wanna like say that as a fact. So I don't know that, but vague memory of that is it's gonna be 24. However, The Expanse might actually be this year. I don't want to make that promise either, but I'm pretty sure that it's possible. You can wishlist the game right now, and I'm sure on Steam it's gonna be somewhere. I'm not gonna be bothered clicking anywhere now because I'm talking, but I'm sure at some point I will figure it out. I loved the idea of basically stripping down naked uh, RPG element of, dialogue decisions and basically just making a game about that, right? since Telltale made that, there's other companies like Square Enix actually that made very very similar adaptation of that idea, which was Life is Strange, for example. I'm sure there's other examples of this, but that's that's another segment that is like it's basically like The Walking Dead in terms of gameplay, in terms of how the game uh, preserves itself and represents that genre, but it's not the same, right? Like you get what I mean. That's the kind of games that I would love to see more because it's 95% just script and story, and gameplay is very very minimal. And you know what? A lot of people hate that idea, and I don't hate it. I think it's a great medium for just storytelling in general and games. I think while divided vastly, there's a lot of multiplayer games out there that are strictly about killing other players, right? But then there is games like this, and I love that about the industry. I love that about gaming, is that you can have games like God of War, or you can have games like Telltale Games, Walking Dead, and all these other that are literally just stories. And the fact that you can contribute to this story, like stories like this, with dialogue, different decisions, different endings, very very exciting for me personally. I'm sure a lot of people are on the same boat with me on that. I enjoy a lot of things, and this is one of them. But I just want to say that Telltale looks that they are getting the right ideas for at least the Expanse. Like I said, I'm kind of confused why they didn't show us gameplay trailer for The Wolf Among Us. I just expect that if anything will happen, if anything will be shown to us by now, it's gonna be Wolf Among Us. But you know what? I'm patient man, and I don't mind waiting a year or anything, any amount of time, as long as it's necessary to make the game great. And you know, uh, from the looks of it, from how I was looking at the Expanse gameplay trailer, and I've seen a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of interesting things. That is gonna be walking around. Everything looks clean. The graphics look very good. Again, Unreal Engine 5 always fucking gonna look great. It's just that's how it is. And you know, obviously we've made a huge leap from the first days of Walking Dead, for example, and that's to be expected. Uh, Looks great. I'm hoping Wolf Among Us looks at least similarly to this, if not better. Uh, all of that is in. It looks very good. It looks like the decision making, for example, the all the different things you can do in the gameplay actually, not just in dialogue choices. It looks very good. I don't want to make promises though about anything, obviously, but I'm just saying, you know what? Up until now, we had nothing, right? Up until now, we had just trailers. We had just cinematic trailers, and we didn't know much about anything. But it looks, like I said, they are putting into hours. They are putting into work, and vaguely remembering games like Batman. There's the 2 seasons of the Batman Telltale game. It does look like it just holds up to that standard. I'm not talking about the story of Batman because I think that's pretty 5 out of 10 for me. But in terms of the game design, just how the gameplay holds up, it looks like it might actually be even better in this one. Looks like they are picking up the pace like rapidly, and it's great to see. So, you know what? I'm gonna definitely wishlist it. I'm 100% gonna play the game whenever it comes out. Uh, and yeah, just wanna say, there's actually one thing I wanna mention about the gameplay trailer while I'm here. There is negative thing, but I don't know how much to trust. It's actually negative. When the trailer starts, uh, the dialogue we are hearing sounds really strange. After the first, I don't know if it's the first 30 seconds maybe of the trailer. After that, the sound and the dialogue and the sound of the voice acting, it sounds great. But up until that, the first 30 seconds, if you really listen to it, it sounds strange. It sounds like sound quality is lacking, in my opinion. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if it's the voice actors that are doing poor job. I don't know if it's the microphone quality that they are using. I don't know what it is. It sounds off. It sounds like they are not acting, and it sounds like they're in some kind of like, some room close somewhere. It literally sounds like they're in, those uh, soundproof rooms you use for podcasts, right? And I don't know if that's maybe intentional because, like I said, you don't know much. It's a trailer, so I don't want to like go and just start roasting whatever is happening. But I'm just saying, from the first 30 seconds got me like a little bit weird. I'm not sure what's happening, but the sound quality itself, the dialogue quality, uh, I don't know. I'm not loving it. I don't know if I like that. But yet, at go in the middle of the trailer, uh, you know, hear them like actually talking to each other and stuff like that. Later in the trailer, it does sound very great. It sounds just like a regular AAA video game, and that's great. I just love that. So yeah, that's just my little opinion about the future of Telltale Games. I'm hoping that when this game releases and when The Wolf Among Us releases, it's gonna be just, usual 8 or 9 out of 10 because these games just should be timeless and they are to me. So uh, I'm really hoping that it will take off. And if it will take off, we all know what we will all want. Like, we want, next Batman game. We want, all the collaborations. There's the Expanse is a collaboration with, not the not like Netflix exactly, but it can be collaboration with whoever wrote it. So the next stop could be Marvel, it could be DC, it could be literally anything. That's the great part about Telltale Games, where that before they went bankrupt, they already made a Guardians of the Galaxy game that is not available anymore. But I remember playing it, and it was like they were just they were going places, and people were so baffled when they went bankrupt because they had to get massive deals with all the brands. So it's just strange to me that they just failed so rapidly. But I'm hoping that's gonna reverse really quickly now, and they will start gaining again because you can go literally anywhere with games like this, with company like this that is not limiting itself to anything. So crossing my fingers, I'm hoping it's gonna be excellent, and that's it from me. I will see you next one. Bye.